Hey, hello everyone. Good evening and welcome to the episode of Malkan's show. I hope all of you are doing good. And before we begin, as usual, let's see who's logging in from where. So we have people are looking for the link to log in. Okay, so let's see who's logging in from where. You can type in, you can sign in with your name and the city that you're logging in or the place that you're logging in. I'd love to say hi to whoever is in for today's show. By the way, how was the last episode, guys? Last time when we spoke about the power of role models, how did it go with you guys? We discussed the types of role models that each of us could have. We also said there are three types of models. One is a model, someone whom you model from your daily life. It could be someone from your family, your friends. Second kind of model could be from your mentors, from your gurus. And the third kind of model could be from the books and the videos, or it could be someone you've never seen. And then the exercise or the to-do for last week was to identify these three types of models. Who are these three? One each in each category from your life, right? So I hope you did that. And also we also spoke about writing this letter to someone from your family, really opening up and communicating to that person that, yes, you have been my role model. I've been modeling you, and these are the things that I would like to share with you, or maybe I would like to thank you. And I hope you did that, and I hope that was a wonderful exercise. So let's see where people are logging in from. Jigisha from Ahmedabad. Hi, Jigisha. Hi, Parag bhai. AK Badal sir from Jharkhand. Hi, hello. Vinayak from Bengaluru. Hi, Vinayak. Gopal from Bengaluru. Okay, great. Fantastic. So welcome everybody, welcome to the show. Now, as is this with the show, what we do here is So what we do here is we really talk about something an important concept from our daily lives, and also some simple steps that we can take in that direction, of how we can really accomplish certain things in that. We can take some simple steps to really accomplish something in that area. So for today, guys, is a topic which I've selected, which is extremely sensitive but very important, which is called, the art of letting go. How do you let go? So generally, when you talk to someone about letting go, the most common question that will come up is that, let go karna hai, to kya let go karna hai? What is it that we are really talking about? So are we talking about forgiveness? Are we talking about experiences? What are we really talking about when we say let go? So let's begin with, when you say about letting go, what is really that we're trying to talk about when you say let go? So what I mean here by letting go is letting go of your past, letting go of your experiences, letting go of those situations and those memories or those experiences which you have never liked, or which have left a sour taste in your life. It could be any of these. So that there could be some people in your life you're not comfortable with, who have not left a good impression on you. There could be certain events, or there could be certain things about your own self which you're not able to let go. Remember our conversation on the Valentine's week, where we said it's so difficult for us to accept, approve, and love ourselves, because it really is about loving ourselves and forgiving those parts of ourselves which you're not comfortable with. So it's exactly these things that we have to let go of. So people on an average, they are very critical about themselves. खुद के बारे में when they have to talk, they say, oh my God, I am this, I am that, मेरा ये अच्छा नहीं है, this is something that I always do wrong. इतना सारा self criticism होता है with people almost all the time. But have you ever thought that when you hold on to certain things in your mind, when you're holding on to these grudges, what is that holding on doing to you? Holding out against people, holding out against your experiences, your past, whatever has happened to you in your life, what does that do to you? All this pent up thing in you is really so much of your mental and your physical energy. Do you realize that? So much of your energy is blocked up. You cannot use it for your creative pursuits. And that is what happens when you really hold on, or ye pent up energy keeps on rubbing inside your body. Why do you think these diseases happen to us? These big diseases, or you can say terminal illnesses such as cancer, they're a result of these past resentment which we all carry within us all the time. You felt bad about someone, you didn't like something about someone, or someone has wronged you time and again, and you keep holding that within you all the time, and that resentment builds up, and these cells continue to multiply till the time it results into a cancer, and that comes out as this terminal disease in your body. So this is one such example. There are many such things, but not reading into that area. What I'm trying to tell you is that not letting go and building it all up is extremely dangerous, even on the physical level, which means आपका mental or emotional energy तो blocked है ही. Other than that, you're leading your physical self to such dangerous exposition. You're not even aware, right? So first, you have to learn to deal with what all things you have accumulated within yourself. And as the fact is, guys, every situation and every person in your life is there to teach you a lesson. Think of all the jerks in your life right now. I mean, I'm sure we have lots of them. I have lots of them in my life too. Kya hota hai? What are they doing? They're all there to irritate us all the time. But what happens with these jerks when you really think about each of them? They are there to teach you a lesson, right? For instance, when someone doesn't treat you right, that person is teaching you a lesson how not to treat other people. You are learning that lesson from that person, that I will always treat someone else with good behavior, good respect, because you know how does it feel to be mistreated, right? Am I right, guys? Are you able to identify with what I'm saying? When someone is not honoring you, when someone is not respecting you, when someone doesn't adore the way you treat them, these are all lessons that that person is telling you of how to behave, how not to treat people. So there's always something positive to draw from that jerk in your life, from that person who is behind you all the time, from a situation or from an event. There's always something positive. I know it's not visible to the naked eye or to your own self at that point of time, but there's always something else. So it always makes sense to honor someone else's perspective so that other people honor your perspectives, right? So this is it. In a short while, we're getting into practical steps of how to get about letting go, and also what happens, what is the beauty of letting go. So before we jump into it, for those of you who are loving this topic, I would request you to share it with people whom you think may be benefited with this video. So go ahead and please share if you like what we're talking about, right? And also, before we go into that discussion, if you've had your experiences with this topic of how you feel, how the subject of letting go resonates with you, and how important do you feel, please feel free to share in the chat box so that others can also benefit from your sharing. Okay, so moving ahead. So now it's not, even though the term letting go seems to be huge, or aisa lagta hai it's a very big thing, or bahut time lagega, it needs a lot of practice, it needs a lot of courage, a lot of determination, and a lot of focus. You need a lot of commitment कि मुझे ऐसा person बनना है who really learns to let go. But guys, you know what? The good news is it's not that complicated. It's not that difficult. There are these simple exercises or simple things, practices you can say, which you do every day, and you'll automatically get into the groove of, how to let things go. The first such practice, guys, that you can do, you can start away immediately, is the right communication. Imagine you've encountered a situation where you've really not liked what that person has told you, or the way that event has turned up. The best thing is, instead of sleeping over it all night and then maybe the next coming week or the month or the quarter or the year, the best thing is outright just go and communicate to that person that, look, XYZ, this is what has happened between us, and this is what you've done, which I purportedly think has hurt me, and I think I'm really hurt by it, and if this thing is not repeated again. This is the communication, but this communication simply proves that you've let the load off yourself by communicating to that person that you've not liked their behavior, whatever it was, right? So that alone takes away the thing from your head, and you're free to begin the next day with a fresh start. Remember, communication is the key to all happiness. That is where everything begins. If you've not felt good about an event, write down somewhere, empty it out. If there's no particular person to whom you can write, or maybe it's too much for you, or too much is at risk when you really communicate to that person, maybe write it down on a piece of paper and burn it away. Whatever, you have communicated your feelings out of yourself, and that's a huge relief, trust me. So communication, guys, that's the easiest and the very important step that you can take. The second step here is the daily practice. This step is my favorite. I learned to do this a few years ago. It really works wonders. And I tell you guys, this is the daily practice of letting go, of forgiving just before you go to bed. What I'm trying to say is, by doing this, we're assuming at any point of time, everybody in your life, all the people in your life whom it's a presumption that they're doing the best they can at that point of time, which means the people and the events are more aligned to work for us rather than against us. This is the belief with which we have to exist every single day. That सब कुछ हो रहा है वो हमारे अच्छे के लिए हो रहा है, ना कि to harm us or to make us feel bad or to do us any good, any bad to us. This is the single most presumption which makes you feel so light every single day. If someone mistreats you, try to take the positive lesson. And in the end of the day, if you're not feeling good about it, the best practice is at bedtime, just before you retire from bed, you're saying your daily prayers, just about 2 to 3 minutes, close your eyes and recall all the incidents that you have not liked not liked that have happened with you. Recall all the people who have maybe not treated you well, or whose behavior you haven't liked, or someone who you feel has had the intention to hurt you. Think about all those people and say this little prayer that I forgive and I let go all of these experiences, all of these events, and all of these people. And I'm ready to begin tomorrow with a fresh start. This is so profound, guys. This is so profound. By doing it daily, it becomes a part of your life. And then what happens is, whatever the circumstances arise, every single day, at the end of it, you just empty it and go to bed. I discovered this thing a few years ago. I've been practicing it daily, and it really works wonderful. Last week it happened. I was very crowded, narrow street, right? And in Vishal's car, that's a challenge to drive someone else's car. And an auto rickshaw fellow just came and hit me from behind. Of course, I was driving at a normal speed of 30 to 35. It wasn't my fault. I was aware. But it was no point when I tried to, I got down from the car. I asked him that, "Bhaiya, ye kya hai?" He said, "Yaar, mera brake ye ho gaya, piche se kisi ne dhakka diya." What? He had this long list of reasons for causing this damage. And this poor chap, I couldn't even ask damages from him. But somewhere I was feeling extremely bad that I have damaged someone else's car, and I'm not liking it. Whoever fault it was, there's a huge damage to the car. But then what did I do? I spent the day with this sour feeling in my heart. But when I did this exercise at night, the first thing that I thought about people to forgive that day was that poor auto chap. And once I did this thing, I forgive him for whatever he's done. That thing was out of my system. It was nowhere in the next day. And I'm sure without doing this practice, it would have perpetuated every single action of mine. Every single driving of mine, every driving turn that I took the next day, it would have come, but that thing was out of my conscious subconscious because of the simple exercise that I did that day. So this is one such example. I know we all go through these kind of events, or bahut kuch hota rehta hai, which really leaves a sour taste in our heart, and that affects so many other things. Maybe that frustration gets out on the kids sometimes, or on our spouse, or our parents, or friends. We don't feel good about it. Right? But the best thing, guys, is do this daily practice. What happens is, when one of my spiritual guru explains it so beautifully when she says that, what she says is that each of us carries an aura around us. Some people who are very sensitive to energies can realize what I'm saying. So all of us have this energy around us. So when we hold on to certain things, and when we are holding on to grudges or to people in our lives, what happens is, this aura that we carry, which is so pure, all of us, this aura is stained. It's stained with these grudges that we all have. Imagine, this is akin to, if you say, let's take an analogy of wearing something clean physically, right? So if you're a person who is so attracted to physical beauty, someone who's wearing clean white clothes looks so attractive. And what happens when you are wearing this nice white kurta, and you're moving out, and suppose it's stained with some blue ink somewhere? What will you do? You'll immediately go wash that blue ink and try to see that your clothes, your physical outfit is white as it was when you wore it, right? Or will you wait for it to get dirty with more stains, and then you think that maybe I'll wait for some more time and then wash it all together in the end? Are you going to do that? You're not going to do that, right? So that is the way exactly it works with our grudges and our resentments. The moment you have that, daily get on with it, get on with this practice and wash it up. You cannot, guys, wait for it to all accumulate and one fine day get under this depressive zone and realize, oh my God, बहुत कुछ भरा हुआ है, बहुत कुछ लोगों के लिए, events के लिए, past experiences के लिए, and now I have to sit up and clean everything. You can't go around with a stained aura of yourself. People do realize this. As some people are sensitive to physical beauty, some people are sensitive to aura. They disregard how you look. They just look into the aura that you carry, and they can very well sense that this is a person who has so much grudge against someone. I'd rather not be with such a person. I have friends like this in my life whom I like to be near them. They have so much going on in their minds about people. It's better to stay away from these kind of people because they carry this kind of stained aura around them. Right? So all of us have these friends or relatives in your life. So you be sure that you carry a clean aura of yourself around. Wash away those stains as soon as you get them. No point holding them or no point carrying them forward. Right? And the third practice, guys, is again very, very beautiful, which is to think bigger and to think ahead. Have you realized sometimes we get into such a myopic vision of life? Matlab, suppose, I mean, our life is made up of various things. We have these, what I call as compartments. When I speak to students about this, I say our life is made up of various compartments. One of such is health, second is relationship, third is our mission, what are we after in life? Then we have our career, we have our community, we have our financials, we have so many things in our life. Now imagine one of this is really not working out for you. Suppose your health is not working out for you. You're not someone who is in the best of health right now. Are you a person who's going to make it so huge that, oh my God, I am not well, so nothing is going to work out for me in my life? Or are you the kind of person who will say, okay, I understand, I agree, I acknowledge that I'm not doing well in this area of my life and I need to work on this. But what about the other areas in my life where I'm doing so fantastic? I'm living my mission every day. I'm working in my career. I'm doing something that I love to do. I have great relationship with my spouse and friends. What about these kind of things, right? तो एक ऐसे myopic vision लेके बैठोगे कि ये नहीं चल रहा है तो बस नहीं हो रहा है. That's fine. Think bigger, expand your vision. There are so many other things to think about. And the beauty of this thing is, जिस चीज में आपका momentum अच्छा जा रहा है, in the areas in which your momentum is really good, the more you get thinking and going about those, your focus from the area which is not doing good will move away. And you start letting go of things that are not really moving well in this area. And see how magically your life starts improving. This is a true fact, guys. This is all, what I'm talking here is all something that I've been following and I've experienced. It's just not right out of some textbook or a video. This is something that you've done, followed, and I have seen the effects of all this. That's the reason I'm putting it out to you. It all works, and this is all very practical for you to do. So it really makes sense if you really go out and try to do it yourself and see how this holding up, this release of past resentment and having this bigger approach in life really changes things for you. Build up momentum for new things. Something or the other is working for us. It's not that we're stuck in every area of life. Nobody is. कुछ ना कुछ तो अच्छा हो रहा है. उसमें try to build up momentum and see how your life changes, right? And now, so following these three things, guys, first things first is, let's go from the reverse. The third thing that we discussed was thinking bigger and thinking ahead, thinking of building momentum in those areas that are really working well for us. The second thing was following the daily practice. Rose, before you retire for bed, just lie down and think about all the experiences which have been unpleasant for you and forgive them. Forgive those people, forgive those experiences. Just say, I forgive and I move on. And look at the beauty of this practice. And the first practice was communicate. If you've not liked anything about that person, straight away go and communicate that this is what you've done today and this is what I've not have liked, and this is not something that I've liked. I mean, how can we work this out? 3 simple practices, guys. Just apply and see the results that you get out of this. And now, for those who've been thinking that what happens with all of this, understand that forgiving and letting go is so liberating. It liberates you more than the person whom you're forgiving or letting go of. It is you who is getting liberated. It is you who is getting the freedom, right? So it always makes sense to take it easy. We just take life too seriously, man. You don't even know whether which is your last day. Eventually, you, including me and everybody around us, is nobody's immortal. We're all going to die. It may happen tomorrow, it may happen next week, it may happen after 10, 20 years, you don't know. What is the point of taking life so seriously? Take it easy. Everything is just happening in your favor, right? आपके लिए, the universe always conspires to give you the best that it has to offer. This is such a beautiful and such a comforting statement to say to yourself every single day, right? So that is the beauty of forgiveness. And the moment the day you start forgiving and start doing these practices, you will see how beautifully your life spikes up. Your health starts improving because you're letting out things. You're not keeping anything inside, right? So your health starts improving. Your happiness levels go higher. There are changes that happen in your career because your workplace environment gets better. Your relationships get better, right? That's why forgiveness is so, so important. And always, as you remember, anyone that you come in contact with, it could be any stranger, that auto guy that I spoke about, or it could be a waiter at a restaurant who has not served you well that day. It could be anyone. Brush up with that person who has this negative energy, always leaves that negative energy on you. Energy is so infectious. It's so beautiful to be studying about energy. I mean, it's being my favorite topic since the last few years. So that energy is rubbing off on you. And then you will see the effect of that. That's why it's necessary to let go of it every single day, right? And you will see interesting things, interesting situations shaping up in your life once you start practicing forgiveness every single day, right? Remember always, guys, everybody around you is a God-sent angel who is there for your betterment. सब आपके लिए काम कर रहे हैं so that you progress in life, you have better health, you have better relationship, you live a better life. इतने सारे angels हैं आपके आसपास. You don't need to worry at all, and you don't need to have this resentment against people. Just forgive and move on. It's always good to feel that empathy, for people. Empathy मतलब क्या? You need to see things from their point of view, which is higher than any kind of intelligence, right? So feel that empathy. Think about that person's point of view, and that will make it easier for you guys to forgive. Right. So I hope this conversation has been good. I hope it's been useful. If you have found it useful, guys, try to get more of sharing. Try to share this video with others, your friends, family, at your workplace, whom you feel may benefit with this video. And always, as usual, the book #Cashtag, guys, has a lot of stuff on mindset, on belief system, etc. So make sure to get a copy if you have not got it already. Okay, feel free to share the video, and I'll see you all soon in the next show. Do remember to do these daily practices, and we'll see the next time how it's been for you. Till then, take care. Goodbye.